for the craziest.
Oh! My goodness.
Are you sure, John?
Are you serious?
Isn't this amazing?
I knew it.
Straight to the action, there's a lot going on. Trying to lock these predictions down, right? Call me John. I'ma talk to Jarad, cause he might keep me calm. Had my top pick for this week, but he bombed. Caleb said he had a weak week, but he's strong. Jonathan said he repeat, now it's on. In love with the game, who you got, can I wait? Drop by the dorm, come and watch, it's the babe.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dorm Debate Podcast, and welcome to the most anticipated episode of the year for Dorm Debate. Basically, it is our NFL playoff bracket 2026. It's always our biggest video. Always our biggest one.
Can't wait.
Everybody loves it. We're
Bracket
all excited.
predictions.
And guys, we've gained almost 1,000 subscribers because of those Wordle videos. So
Thank you.
If you're new here, I'm top right. That's top left. That's bottom right and bottom left.
Just as our parents named us, it was a coincidence. We all met.
Is that our government name, Caleb?
It is, and it's a miracle we all met at the same university.
Wow.
I'm changing our lower thirds too, so there's no names. It's just top right. So thank you guys for enjoying the Wordle videos, subscribing. Hopefully you like this video, and we got plenty of more throughout the playoff season. So don't just watch this video. Watch all the rest of them. We have an episode coming out every single Monday or Tuesday throughout the playoffs now. So appreciate you subscribing. And we have some housekeeping to get to because we have our Lock and Upset champion and our fantasy football champion. We have a fantasy football league with everybody. And John, 2 years in a row, you have won our fantasy league. You won it this year. You won it last year, and you beat me both times. You son of a bitch.
I mean, it's just fitting that you live with me, so you get some residual advice, and you make very good decisions too.
That's a little.
I lost because I didn't listen to you. I started Josh Jacobs instead of Omarion Hampton.
I literally said, please sit Josh Jacobs and start Omarion Hampton, and I'm so thankful that you didn't see that video that we posted on our account. So you saw it just after the game started. So yes, I am back-to-back champion. So Jonathan, I'm still waiting for my ring. I'm still waiting for that Lombardi. Jonathan won it 3 years ago, and it's not just us four. Yeah, he's not giving it up, but it's not just us four. We have four other people. So I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's just a four-person league. Like, that's easy to win. No, this is competitive. Sweet. Everybody tries. There's punishments, which we won't get into. Oh, yeah.
That'll be later. Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. But no, it's a competitive league. So great doing it with you guys every year. Next year, I'm going for the three-peat.
Oh, no. Never happened before. Never happened.
It's never happened, but it's going to happen.
No. Okay, all right, Mahomie. That seems a little Mahomie.
And then Caleb, we also do lock and upset. That's when we pick one lock, one upset each week. And who was the winner of that, Caleb?
The winner of lock and upset this season, was you, Jarad.
Yeah.
24 and 14. Now the totals, for those listening or are unfamiliar, the totals are a little wonky. They're not relative to because we have bonuses, if you pick a really big underdog, so it's not actually equal. But first place was Jarad, 24 and 14. If my stats are all correct here. And second place.
Wait. I think we only have to say the winner, right?
No, we know. Wait, Jonathan, no way you came in last in the fantasy league and last in the Lock It Upset.
This man's getting
It was a tough season, but you have a chance. If you get this bracket right, you have a chance to be a legend in the history of Dorm Debate.
I'm saving it all for this.
That's what we want. That's what we want.
Hiding plays.
He's trying now.
Yeah, now he's trying.
Okay. Do we want it? So are we being merciful to them?
You can.
Because I will say there was a tie for second place between me, Caleb, I'm Caleb, and John. We both had 21 and 15, John. That's actually kind of incredible.
That
is incredible.
All the weeks.
Every week.
Tied.
Impressive.
Neck and neck. And
good stuff.
Jonathan, buddy.
What was his record?
We got to get it on the record.
Wasn't it like 20 and...
I wish I could say a 20-digit number or 20 number, but you're 14 and 17. my friend. So it's okay.
Below 500.
We'll get him next time. You'll get the first draft pick next season.
I think
so
that's
good.
the same. I think that's the same win percentage as the Cowboys had this year. So you're gonna have to hope the Cowboys do better next year.
Yeah.
Just mirrors them 1-to-1.
Yeah, just
Hey,
has
you know,
to.
we'll get them next year. You know, you had to take some risks towards the end of locking upset to try to catch up, and I think the upset predictions started to hurt. So hey, you know, we'll get them next time.
I give credit to JJ McCarthy because every time I picked
you
him,
got a few with
they
him.
were double points, and I think I picked him like 3 times or 4 times, and he
Vikings
won
over
twice.
Cowboys.
So he got me 4 extra points. So
Yeah,
shout out
he
to
did.
JJ for that, and
Jeez.
people doubting the Vikings. So let's get into what everybody
lot of
wants
double
here.
points.
Vikings not in the playoffs, right?
Yeah,
I'm
they
joking.
are not. But shout out JJ always.
Good stuff.
Let's get into the wild card matchups, and then we will reveal our brackets. So bear with us a little bit. We're just gonna break down some of these games, say who we think is gonna win, and then once we've done that wild card, then we will reveal all 4 of our brackets. So the first one I have on here is the number 7 Chargers against the number 2 Patriots. Now, for me personally, as a Chargers fan, I know our flaws. I know that we do not match up well with the Patriots. It's a loss for me for the Chargers, and I have the Patriots moving on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the same thing. The Chargers offensive line is really struggling. I know they rested a lot of their starters, but it's just been a tough year for the Chargers offensive line and the whole offense in general. I think the defense is going to be okay, but Drake May's been playing so well right now, so there's just no reason for me to think that the Patriots won't win this game at home.
Well, like you said, John, the Chargers O-line is beat up, but also the Patriots O-line's getting stronger, and they get Will Campbell back from IR, as well as we'll talk more, but I do feel like the Patriots are a bit what I don't know. I don't want to call them frauds because they're like fundamentally a good team, but I do think the softness of schedule is like. Well, we'll see as the bracket goes on, but I think they had a soft schedule that's made them outsized in their goodness.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's more the loss I'm going to play off to like. I don't know, the Chargers being the Chargers. And I have a little more data than that, but that's more my vibe. I'm curious if we went 4-0 in this.
Yeah,
That makes me worry a little bit if that's the case.
Jonathan, are you sweeping the Chargers?
Yeah, I am sweeping the Chargers. Like I always say,
Oh boy, okay.
I always say, the teams that make the less mistakes move the furthest in the playoffs. And the Patriots have shown us that, especially Drake May, MVP candidate, 72% completion percentage. That's number 1 in the NFL this year. Yeah, I don't think the Chargers can stop the Patriots simply. And so, yeah, I'm sweeping the Chargers. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Does that worry you guys at all?
I get it.
Not really. I don't know, a little bit, but not really. That's one of my more confident picks.
I'd say it depends on how soft. If the Patriots are actually as soft as or softer than I expected, the Chargers win. But
Yeah,
okay.
I know. We'll get into those stats in a little bit.
All right. Clean sweep. How about the number 6 Bills going to Jacksonville facing number 3 Jaguars? I have, surprisingly, the Jacksonville Jaguars winning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let everyone pick and then maybe say something.
Yeah, I think, look, this, to be honest, was one of the more difficult games for me to pick because the Jaguars are coming in hot. And the Jaguars have shown us that they could beat some top teams. They went into Denver, scored 34 points on the Broncos, and basically played really well. And the Bills' defense has not been good recently. So to be honest, this is a close one for me. I ended up going with the Bills, though. I think that what's going to happen is Josh Allen, he's going to clutch up. And I think that it's one of those games where you're like, wow, the Jags are in a roll. They're going to give the Bills a real run for their money. And then I think the Bills are just I think they're going to be leading this entire game. Not by a lot, but I think by consistently a touchdown the entire game.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Okay. Now this also was the toughest one for me. One of my most insecure picks, and I was researching a lot for this one. And I'll say for this podcast, I got a lot of info from CBS report by John Breach as well as a few other sources. But for this game, because I want to give credit where credit's due as well. For this game, I'm picking the Bills because I think it comes down to who can exploit the other more. Because I'll get too much into it, but the Bills have the best, in I think Breach's language, the best rushing attack in the NFL. They average 159 yards per game, but the Jags have the top rushing defense. At the same time, the pass defense for the Jags kind of sucks, and Bills have been very good. And it's like, does it come down to Lawrence being Lawrence, but he's also had super high highs versus Allen, like being a hero? Like I really do think it comes down to, and I'll go more about run defense and stuff, but I do think it comes down to who can exploit the other more. And I've just seen Allen do that more often than not. I'm curious, Jonathan, who you have.
All I gotta say is, na 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 na. Hey, goodbye.
There's those choir lungs.
Kind of like that. If you guys haven't heard of that song by Jay-Z, Death of Autotune, this is Death of the Great Conversations, or the Greatness Conversations of Josh Allen. He is the best running back in the league, right? He is the best O-line in the league, best pass defense, but he's still not going to go to the Super Bowl. Wow. So Burrow's not in, Mahomes is not in. He has no excuse.
It doesn't.
He has no excuse. What was that?
So what do you think is going to be his downfall? Because like Caleb said, the Jags have a great run defense, but their pass defense isn't good. So you think he's just going to throw interceptions?
There's multiple reasons why the Bills will lose this game. Number one, the Bills struggle in close games. They were, I think it was like 4-3. This regular season, they're about 4-3 in close games. Right. Okay, so it's hit or miss. Secondly, the turnovers. We've talked about this. The teams that make the less mistakes move on the furthest. Josh Allen has turned the ball over too many times this season. Threw 14 interceptions this season, which is a lot compared to like Drake May that threw like 8, right? So that's a huge issue. Another key thing, the Jaguars defense. They've been like, I think, top 10 in sacks in the regular season. And they're pretty good at getting to the quarterback. And we all see Josh Allen play. He likes to scramble and run. If you take that away from the Bills and Josh Allen, they're in trouble. And so I've seen that throughout the regular season. The teams that beat him, they're able to keep him in the pocket, make him uncomfortable, contain him. Exactly.
Pursue,
those are key things. The Jags, like you said, have won 8 straight, I believe. Trevor Lawrence has been he's been on fire. Okay, he's been on fire. 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, over 380 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's been on fire. In the last 6 games, he's only had 1 interception, 19 touchdowns, over 1,700 yards. So the Bills aren't as hot as the Jags. The Jags are hot right now. They're red hot right now. Okay, and I don't think the Bills can stop them, given all the issues we discussed. But yeah, it's sad because they have the best running back, the best O-line, and all Josh Allen's arch nemesis. They're not in the AFC playoffs, but he's gonna lose the first round, and that's what's gonna happen. Unfortunately,
Lamar's not even there. Yeah.
It's a tough year for him. I feel bad for him because that's gonna be the storyline. It's a tough year for him, but the AFC has a lot.
This was the year where he was supposed to take advantage of.
That's something. We'll go to the next one. But I was like thinking of this one was the hardest to pick because they just match up really well. Because Jonathan, you really bring this up every year, and I think you're right that NFL comes down to matchups. It's not just on paper stats. Like it is like quote unquote bad teams can pair up really well against good teams. With the Bills though, they're kind of in a unique position because we all kind of agree there's no like dominant like team that you should be totally afraid of the way like it's been for the past like 5-7 years. The narrative with the Bills is like this is your best shot to do it. Like all your enemies are gone. Like, but they're not strong. But like, it's almost like that narrative pressure on the Bills to make the expectations. And does that feed to your opponents who want to play the spoiler?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the big thing is Josh Allen's 0-4 in road playoff games.
Have you seen the Bills stat? I was gonna save this. But
what's that?
The Bills haven't won a road playoff game in 32 years.
Oh my gosh!
That doesn't help. When you the further you go back for the Bills,
that's what I'm talking about narrative pressure, like the narrative.
The further you go back for the Bills, the worse it is.
I think it was that John Breach article, which I'll mention him because I mentioned him all. The Jaguars didn't even exist the last time the Bills won a postseason game on the road. So shout out Mr. Breach for making that observation because I mean like that's narrative. Not that the '92 team affects today, but like narratively. It's interesting.
History's never on their side. Let's go to number 5, Texans going into Pittsburgh against the number 4 Steelers. Pretty simple for me. We went to the Texans game. I'm a horns up kind of guy. Give me the
I love
Texans.
how much you loved that.
I love Swarm. I love the defense. It's one of the
Swarm
probably
is-
top 2 in the league
Yeah.
next to the Broncos. So I will pick Texans for this one.
Yeah, so this one is also a close one for me. I think this one's going to be coming down to the wire. I mean, the Steelers always play in these close games, and so do the Texans, but the Texans are riding the longest winning streak coming into the postseason at 9 games. So I am going to take the Texans. I think their defense is just going to be too good, and their offense has been playing pretty well recently, good enough. Even last game, they scored over 25 points against the Colts, even without Nico Collins, and they didn't even seem like they really cared about winning that game because they knew the Jags were blowing out the Titans, so they were putting in, Jarad Jordan, not that he's, really bad, but they were putting in British Brooks, their 4th string running back behind Woody Marks, Nick Chubb, and Jarad Jordan, so they still were able to win, which shows a good sign. So I am going with the Texans here.
Yeah.
You
Go
go.
ahead, Ken.
You go, Jonathan. You go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with the Texans as well. Again, they've won 9 straight. The head coach, D'Amico Ryans, I mean, he's doing something right, obviously, because to turn your season around like that says a lot. So from a strategic standpoint, that's also an advantage when it comes to deep rounds in the playoffs. And I think the Texans will make a decent run. For sure, the wild card, they'll beat the Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to struggle scoring against this Texans defense. It's going to be overwhelming. So I think this should be an easy win for the Texans, in my opinion. I don't think it'll be close.
I don't know about easy win, to be fair, but
It's always close with them.
I do have the Texans winning. I can't say easy
Wow,
win. It's
a sweep.
It is a sweep. It's a little concerning that we have 8-0 agreement in 2 different games. So that does concern me a little bit. But just because I brought up the stat about the Bills not winning, I will say the Steelers have won 23 straight Monday night home games dating back to 1991. From that same article I've been referencing, Texans didn't even exist that last time.
So
talking about
I have-
streaks. So
I have a stat that's similar to that, but
I'm betting on the Texans. Okay.
my stat says they're 23-1 in Monday Night Football under Tomlin, and their only loss was 2020 against the Commanders, but that's when there were no fans in the stands. So maybe your article was eliminating that because there were no fans to back
like it's
kind of
not a
back them
home
up. Yeah,
Like
so
they're
it's not
geographically
technically
at home.
Yeah, so but yeah,
Good to know,
that is
no,
one of the
yeah.
stats that I was like, wow, the Steelers, holy moly,
Which
they're
is-
good on Monday night.
Which is what the heck? Like that's 2020
It's something
games
with
ago. It's a
them-
different regime, right?
And last week they were the last game of the week on Sunday night, and they knew all the eyes were on them. So maybe it's just something about being in prime time, last game of the week. They know everybody's watching.
The reason I say it won't be close is the Steelers and Ravens was kind of, I don't want to say a mid-off because it was a good show, but I was watching that game. Neither team deserved, at a certain point, I'm like, the Steelers are giving up 40-yard bombs to the Ravens twice.
Yeah.
And then the Steelers are marching up the field and the Ravens can't stop. But then, they won off of the missed field goal, but really the Ravens shouldn't have let it get there. But at the same time, the Steelers are not offensively great. I mean, they've been good enough, and I will say it was fun to watch Rodgers just have that flashes of greatness that was for all those years. I do think Brady's better, but I'm like, oh, this is fun to watch when he's on. I just think this Texas defense is too good. I will say this from this article, it's the last time Rodgers played in the playoffs was the Packers in 2022, and they lost to the 49ers. He was sacked 5 times and threw 0 touchdowns. And from this article, if you're wondering why that game is pertinent now, it's because D'Amico Ryans, the head coach for the Texans, was the D coordinator against Rodgers. So that's the kind of thing I like to see. Remember last bracket I
love
brought
that.
up? I like stuff like that because last year I brought it up with Vic Fangio against Mahomes, when he was how he played Mahomes when he was on the Broncos. That's the kind of business stuff, the administration behind the scenes. Yeah, it's a great article. I really recommend it. As well as the Texans rush, man. If you get great quarterbacks, the consistent thing is the only way to really beat them if you can't blitz every time, because functionally if they're great you can't blitz every time, is if you can get pressure. And with Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter, they've combined for 27 sacks. And John, you point out, I think a few weeks ago, especially at the start of the season, well, not even the start, eight games in, they were 3-5. all the comments on our TikToks and Texans TikToks were like the offense can't protect Stroud. I think maybe that'll come to bite them, but like their offense has improved and gotten better, which is coming from an Eagles fan is a nice thing to see when your team is improving and the defense is locking it down. So, again, it's Rodgers. It's not the Rodgers of old, but I wouldn't count him out. That's why I kind of disagree, Jonathan, that it could be a competitive game. I don't think it'll be a blowout or anything, especially defensive minded. But
one thing as far as the Steelers and Texans, so the Steelers actually protect the quarterback the best. They allow the least quarterback pressures in the league. But then the Texans
though
have the 23rd least quarterback pressures let up. So they've actually been improving protecting Stroud as well. So they both protect the quarterback extremely well.
Why can't the Bengals
I'm
do
sure
that?
a lot of that for Rodgers is he gets the ball out quick.
Yeah,
but still, got to give credit.
Fundamentals, yeah.
So number 7 Packers versus number 2 Bears, the Chicago Bears. Another team just like the Bills, just terrible playoff luck. But this one for me is pretty easy. I don't even have any stats on it. I'm not going to pick a number 7 seed. So, and I don't like the Packers. So the Bears are definitely going to win this one.
You guys see that the 7th seed is 1-9 since the playoffs expanded in 2020. They're 1-9.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's going to be 2-9. The Packers are going to win this game. Honestly, it was pretty easy for me to pick Packers on this one. And I mean, if you look at the games that they've played, look, the Bears have been great this season, but they've had to come back in every single one. And
Also
in the
true.
first time these two teams met, Jordan Love played phenomenal. They won by a touchdown. And then the second time they met, it was Malik Willis, and the Bears had to come back in the fourth quarter with a miraculous fourth quarter comeback to win. And in overtime with that DJ Moore. That was against Malik Willis. The Packers, Matt LaFleur, the coaching is going to be too good. It's a divisional game, so it's going to come down to the wire. But I'm pretty sure Packers are going to win this one.
And John, do you know who was the first 7th seed to do it? Like, was it the Packers or no?
Against the
I'm
Cowboys.
not sure.
Well, I'm so I'm like
2020 or something.
It's like maybe it was them too.
Sounds
Which would make
familiar.
them kind of like the first and the second to ever do it. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I could be wrong about that.
Yeah,
though.
it could be against the
I
Cowboys.
think it might have been. I forget. I've actually, that those you said it was a miraculous win, and I think Next Gen Stats gave it the Bears a probability in that second game. At one point, they were as low as 0.5% before recovering an onside kick, and that was it was a blast of a game to win. This is another tough game. I'm gonna agree with Jarad and disagree with John. I'm going the Bears because they have that propensity to be able to come back from behind and score a lot. And I've actually been quietly impressed with Caleb Williams. I've said this before too, that it's no better year, but like second year quarterbacks is a great time financially speaking to get to the Super Bowl. We've seen it before, and Caleb Williams has impressed me, and I think he's got that clutch gene. And I think the Packers' problem, especially after losing Micah Parsons, is the defense ain't there enough, and that's kind of always been the problem, even with when the Rodgers was there. So at this point, you're like wondering about LaFleur. Like, I know you go out and get Micah, and he gets injured, but like I feel like even at post Rodgers, they've had some issues that were still there when Rodgers was there, and I feel like they're going to repeat against a team that I agree. Like on paper and by most logic, the Packers easily, I don't want to say easily, but they won the first one. They really, you could almost call the second game a fluke. But then the third one, I'm like, the Packers probably should win by all merit. But I think the Bears can do it. And so I'm just going a little bit of chaos, a little bit of momentum, motivation, that X factor, playmakers. You never know. And the takeaways fact. The Bears can do they forced the most turnovers and committed the fewest, which is, I think, a great stat because you're not just getting the ball, but you're limiting the ability for someone else to feed off of you, and that's kind of helps them get those points in the second part. But also shows me, like Jonathan, you were saying about the Patriots, fundamentals, like not turning the ball. Like I like stuff like that.
Yeah. So the Bears are going to win this game. Ever since the expanded playoffs, where they have 7 teams per conference, they've done that since 2021. The teams that have been home have been 8-0 in the wild card. And so I don't think the Packers are the team to break that trend. The Bears defense is pretty good. They're one of the better defenses in the league. And in the wild card, that makes a big difference in the wild card game. Along with that, Caleb Williams, he's getting better as a quarterback. I like him. He's a winner. He's competitive. He wants to go far and prove himself. I have confidence in Caleb Williams more than I have in Jordan Love in the Packers. So yeah, I think the Bears are gonna win this, especially since they're at home.
What about that defense 2 weeks ago giving up 40 to Purdy, and then the Seahawks kept Purdy to 3? Like that was a huge difference. Like the Seahawks, then either the Seahawks defense is really good or the Bears defense sucks. Right?
I mean, you said the 49ers, right?
Seahawks is like number one.
I mean, the 49ers, they're not trash, right? I mean, they have some.
They only scored 3 against the Seahawks.
I mean, that's the division.
And honestly,
number one scoring
opponent.
Defense for the Seahawks.
And that's the divisional opponent.
The Bears defense pretty much sucks.
Other
than the takeaways, they get a lot of interceptions, but otherwise they give up a lot of points.
I mean, takeaways.
I would agree with that as well.
I mean, takeaways is important. But like the Packers' offense
they're relying on these takeaways and these fourth quarter comebacks. Like it's just not going to happen.
I mean,
playoffs is different.
If it's been happening throughout the regular season, why wouldn't it happen?
And you don't have Parsons.
I mean, the thing is, the Packers' offense isn't so explosive like that they can score 40 on the Bears' defense. Right? The Packers' offense is not that great.
Well, true. It's not great.
Yeah,
we know it's going to come down to a field goal anyway. I'm just saying. I think it's going to be the Bears trying to come back again from like a field goal or touchdown down in the last 5 minutes or 3 minutes. And I just think I'm betting basically against that, and you guys are basically betting with that because they've done it all year.
Well, it's also the Bears' run game. I think that from that article I keep citing, I've cited a few, but from that one, it's I think Breach's article where if the Bears are held under 140, they lose. If they pass 140, they win. To the fact that they're at the time of his writing of this one article, 8-0 when they're topping 140 and 3-6 when they don't. Meaning, if they can get a run game going, the chances of winning go up. Even if they don't get a run game going, they're still, maybe call it a third, 30% chance to win. As well as, this is the third straight year where the Packers are 7th seed. This is what I was talking about. Fundamentally, the same problems. Why are they the 7th seed again? What you haven't by rank you haven't improved. Maybe the defense on rank defense has been better, but by takeaways the Bears have been kind of, I don't want to say special, but which defense would you rather have if you could have I probably would rather because the Bears give up weird games. I don't think they're fundamentally. It's interesting. I don't know.
The Packers. The Packers.
It's an interesting debate.
They're not really that great at defense either. That's why they had a trade from Parsons.
They
were trying to get
as a 7 seed, by the way, in 2024.
They were the first.
Right, well,
so that was the 1 to 1-7.
Yeah,
so
they're gonna win that again. Yeah,
they don't really have a pass rush. That's why they had to get.
They don't need
Parsons.
They didn't have Parsons last year, and they won.
Well, this is
no, they didn't win last 2024 Sorry, so 2023, 2024.
Okay, so 2 years ago.
Caleb Williams, he's gonna I think it's gonna be pretty. I think it's not gonna be.
We'll see if he's clutch in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he clutches up, then you guys are right. I just don't think he will be able to again. He's going to be losing. He's going to be losing in the fourth quarter.
As good as Caleb Williams has been, as far as QBR, Jordan Love's 3rd in the league. So talk about winning as a 7 seed.
He's done it.
He actually has done it before, and Caleb Williams' is first time in. Bears haven't been in a while, so there is that kind of aura of the Packers and upsetting teams. Bears, they got to come out hot. They got to come out confident. Hopefully, they can.
Yeah, sure. You guys see that Bears? Ben Johnson too. Do you guys see that Bears stat about Caleb Williams setting the franchise record for most pass yards? But all the comments were like, "Man, they never broke
4,000."
4,000.
But for the Bears,
it's embarrassing.
Well, the YouTuber Barry M, I will say, I don't want to say his full name. He was like, the Bears have never historically had a great quarterback. I'm putting it more politically correct than he does.
Yeah, never.
So
great.
They finally have
but
one.
Good.
Well, I'll say
he was never first round, like Jay Cutler and
He was there so long.
Kyle
it
Orton
felt.
and all them, but they
Yeah.
were never like superstars. Like Caleb's superstar.
Well, like there's three quarterbacks who have never started a playoff game playing this tournament. Williams is one of them. May is the other one, and so is Bryce Young.
Oh,
So it's like we'll get to see who's clutch and who's not. Because did we all but we all like doubted Chargers too? Because Herbert's been there, but he's lost them, right? Yeah. So it's
and same with the Steelers.
You'll see who's actually good when the lights are on.
Yeah. Let's go to your team, Caleb. 49ers versus the number 3 Eagles. Pretty easy one for me. I'm going to have the Eagles. The 49ers lost me against the Seahawks when they only scored 3. I know the Seahawks are a great team, but you had a chance to take the number 1 seed. You gotta come out better than that. That was basically a playoff game. It was a little sneak peek. And this 49ers defense sucks dookie. 28th in opponent completion percentage, 30th in D-line pressure. It's awful. Like it's just bad. 23rd in takeaways. They do nothing well. So yeah.
Yeah, it's the Eagles are going to win this game, and it's probably my second most confident after picking the Rams, which we'll talk about. But yeah, like you said, Jarad, I mean, the defense just isn't good. They lost Fred Warner. They lost Nick Bosa. Their starting middle linebacker that came in for Fred Warner and has been playing great, he's out. Tatum Bethune, were just talking about him being like,
too, I think.
Yeah, he was the play caller, the captain. They were talking about him doing so well, and now he's out. They're not going to generate any pressure. I mean, Saquon's still not going to find any room because he hasn't found room all year. But the Eagles are going to win this. They probably won't blow them out because they don't score a lot of points anyway, but Eagles are going to win.
Yeah, I agree. Eagles will win this. Yeah, the 49ers look really rough last week against the Seahawks. I think that kind of hurt their confidence a little bit. Just scoring 3 points. I mean, the Seahawks, like, they have a great defense, but still, this is going to be a road game in Philadelphia. You know, fans are going to be loud. The pass rush for the Eagles is going to be really tough for Brock Purdy to get past. Yeah, the Eagles are going to win this.
And Caleb, we already know.
Well, if you guys have been watching on YouTube, my eyes have been dead for this segment because I picked the 49ers.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, wait, what?
Yeah, that's what you had in the bracket, Jared. I thought
I know.
I
I literally blanked. I forgot all the brackets. So I
thought you were like
genuinely
segueing
shocked.
me into the thing.
No,
I
I just clicked them all in. I wasn't really. You're kidding me.
Caleb, what?
I told you, if you could see my eyes, they're dead inside.
The last time Caleb did this was against the Bucks, and he was right. The Eagles lost to the Bucks.
Wow.
And again, maybe I am letting my emotions get the better of me. But the Eagles' offense has been so frustrating, and I've said this to you guys kind of half jokingly, but with this prediction, I'm serious that it seems to me that Nick Sirianni's just okay sacrificing every other season because he doesn't want to make a change on offense with the coordinator. Gannon was the last time I said this, and he just got fired, unfortunately. You know, best wishes to him and his family. But for the Super Bowl run, we lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs, and yet we had a historically talented defense and statistically talented, yet I felt he wasn't doing enough to like maximize that potential in them. And I see the same problem with Patullo, which is our offensive coordinator. And I say this because on paper and almost in every way, other than like momentum, the 49ers the Eagles should win. The Eagles have, like you said, lost Warner, Bosa, Ayuk. The backup to Warner just got out, and he was the play caller. And, you know, the 49ers don't like playing the Eagles in Philly. Like, it's one of those, like, growing rivalries, so to say, that we've played them. It'll be the third time in like 4 years. The 49ers have a bright spot in that the passing yards per game is 5th highest. Eagles have, but the counter is the Eagles defense has surrendered less than 190. So it's like kind of that margin. It's just the Eagles offense is too frustrating to succeed. It's 19th in the NFL in points per game, 24th in yards per game, 19th in yards per play. Like, I think it'll come down to playmakers. I do think Shanahan's been doing a masterclass, and like with the tools he's had, despite the injuries, to get to this point is exceptional.
He should be coach of the year for sure.
For what he has, yes. And I give credit to his offense, and I kind of slight it because it's like winning from behind it's a very structural offense, which I think hurts them. But my point being is Eagles on paper have more talent. We should be getting more out of it, yet we're not. Brock Purdy, man, and McCaffrey, I think, are going to light us up, and I think our defense will perform, and defense wins championships, but their offense is so frustrating, and I really mean that what's been known will catch up to us, and this will be the sacrificial year that Sirianni needs to maybe make the play. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being overly emotional, but it's just like we've watched it live. Like that offense is just, it's like they can do it, but they don't. And if they haven't done it for the past 18 weeks, why do I think they're going to start now?
Yeah, Caleb. I mean, I think what you're saying makes sense, but let's not forget, again, like we discussed, 49ers just played a tough matchup against the Seahawks last week, but the Eagles rested most of their starters. So they're going to be pretty fresh for this game.
And they're going to get Lane Johnson back.
Yeah.
Talk them off the edge, guys. Come on.
I mean, it's too late. It's too late now. It's a done deal.
He's jumped.
I've been broken by a bottom 10 offense. The Eagles' offense is bottom 10.
I think the
how are we going to win a Super Bowl with that?
I think
Eagles,
honestly,
Eagles should go to the Super Bowl, really. But
I'm sorry to say, but
Yeah.
I'll talk about it when I get to my bracket, but I do think the Eagles are bound to get blown out. And I think you're right. Like somebody's going to blow them out.
Somebody's going to do it.
Blow their
It's not this one, but
they're
somebody-
playing so... They're
I'm not
playing
gonna say
so
that.
bad. The offense is so
right.
bad. Yeah,
That's actually
But
good.
we'll get to it.
It's generous from you, John, because I know you hate the Eagles, and I was like, I bet John's gonna agree with me, and so I'm a little surprised you didn't. Maybe I am overly emotional, but we'll get to it. All
right, last one. Let's do it quick. 5 Rams versus number 4 Carolina Panthers. Panthers are back in it. They played before. Panthers did beat them 31-28 in Carolina, but I'm gonna be honest, and this really sold it for me. That was the most points the Carolina Panthers scored this whole season.
Oh my
gosh. If they can do that again, if they score 31 or more, they probably will win. I don't think they will. And I think it's going to be the Rams.
Yeah. Rams are going to win this game. I'll keep it at that for now.
I got.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry. We keep swapping.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys got to figure this out.
Caleb, you can go. Sorry.
Okay, top left
we'll
wants
take
to
a turn.
speak
Come on,
now.
top left.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have spoken because I got the Panthers winning this one.
Whoa.
There it is. Caleb always has a big upset. That's the one.
That
Is the one.
You said they played it before and beat them. I will say they played before them and it was raining, and it's possible it's going to rain in this game as well. And what I said weeks ago is that you're going to watch these playoffs and be like, well, the team that wins will probably have a good enough run defense. You can run on the Rams, and I think Dowdle and Hubbard.
Chubba Hubba.
I think that's what we might. And that the Rams have. I mean, not the Rams. The Panthers have won not silly games, but like they've beaten better teams than them, specifically the Rams. But
In road games.
I mean, but they're not. They're at home.
They're at home.
I know.
So
They're
it's
at
also
home,
so
but
it's like even
that's-
more.
Yeah, it's even tougher, and now they have it at home. So
Rams give up 4.3 yards a carry on average. It's like you run 3 times, you get a first down.
wow.
So
And
again,
that's the Panthers game right
but
there.
it's also the Rams have such a strong offense. So I'm just going. You do need a little
Oh,
chaos.
wow.
But
Yeah,
I do.
no
mean it.
way Jonathan does
Let's
as
see.
well.
Yeah, no, at that time in the season when they played, I don't think the Rams expect the Panthers to come out, ready to swing like that. And so I think they caught them a little off guard. Like, no game in the NFL should do that, but sometimes it happens. The Rams are going to beat the Panthers here. There's just too much experience on the Rams side in terms of Sean McVay, in terms of Matthew Stafford. He's not losing this game. I mean, he's not losing to Bryce Young. It's just as simple as that. Yeah, like Jarad said, that was the first time they scored, 31 points?
31.
Yeah, that's not going to happen again. It was a lucky game.
Yeah, they're not
it
scoring
was-
31.
It was raining heavily in the second half of that first game. That's why I think it's interesting. They say it's like a 60 to 70% chance of rain for this one, which will be curious because it's in Panthers. Jarad?
Yeah, and I think the Rams were like in the red zone, and Stafford threw an interception late to like seal it, but they were marching to like score.
Well, they forced 3
You know?
Stafford turnovers. And they
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
this is where it's interesting when I was looking at the stats for this game in particular, is Stafford had a record 28 NFL touchdown passes without interception. The Panthers broke that. When they played each other, the Panthers were 10-point underdogs, and they beat them. And that was without three defensive starters and without J.C. Horn. But it was also, what I say they're weird is like, I think in that game, they had just one pass longer than 20 yards. No, it was against San Francisco. They had one play in the whole game that was longer than 20 yards against San Francisco. But then at the same time, in that game against the Panthers Rams are up at the half. And Young threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, but 2 of those touchdowns came on 4th down, which indicates to me he might be clutch. Like
he might be clutch.
Now Stafford is
he might be him.
I glazed Stafford when his first Super Bowl run because I was like, people don't understand how clutch he is. Like he's been on the Lions for years, but he is a clutch. I wonder if Young will be able to make a name for himself as a clutch guy because he actually leads. Actually, Young is the youngest player in NFL history to have 11 game-winning drives in the 4th quarter or overtime, and he passed Josh Allen.
What?
The article I read
Bryce
that was
Young?
Yeah, Young is the youngest player, and that was post week 13, so he might have more at this point.
I've always believed in Bryce Young. Just for the record, I've always believed in him. I think a lot of you guys are like, "Oh no, Bryce Young."
And then pick him to beat the Rams.
Well, no, that's what I'm about to say.
Wait.
We're all forgetting
not that much. Okay.
No, we're all forgetting something.
What?
Matthew Stafford is probably going to win the MVP. Matthew Stafford is the best player in these playoffs. Don't forget that. He's the best player in these playoffs.
I agree.
He's not going to lose this game.
I agree.
Leads the league in touchdowns at 46.
Better than Drake May.
Goff is at 34.
Yeah. Drake May is probably 2.
But that's why I think they're top heavy. Like it's
Yeah, it is. I mean, like I've said, they've had some defensive blunders. I mean, Michael Wilson went 11 for 142 and 2 touchdowns, and then last week in a game that they were really trying, Michael Wilson has another great game. Like they just have lapses on defense. Like I don't understand. But anyway, that's the last game, right?
Let's hop into
just describing our brackets. See what the big
everyone's
picture
been
lands.
Well,
asking
first, I just want to say because I already know who everybody has.
Oh,
winning.
you want to do a prediction?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm up first.
Don't make them think you've seen it. Like
So there's 2. Jarad already knows the brackets because he created the graphic, but none of the rest of us do. But Jarad, you said 2 of us have the same winner.
Winner, yeah.
Okay.
So I already know who that is and who the winner is.
it's confirmed.
Yeah, it's Jonathan and Jarad. You have the same
What
winner.
is it?
Interesting.
Rams.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll go first. That's funny though. I'll go first.
Let's see.
So give me time to pull it up quick. Okay. So here is hopefully this.
I don't know if you guys see this, but breaking news. Pretend I'm John Wolfe, right? Breaking news. Baltimore Ravens have parted ways with John Harbaugh after 18 seasons.
They did
I
it?
saw that.
I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh.
You're breaking the news to me. I think it had to happen. That's kind of surreal.
It had
though.
to happen, yeah. It had to. They had to
18?
move
You think
on.
so? You think it had to happen? I don't know.
I don't think the only
Lamar's
thing
too
I
good.
hope,
Lamar was
please, the
injured.
Giants, don't get him. I think he's too old.
you don't-
I think he's I think
Too
he's
old.
washed.
Actually,
He's not even. He can't be that. He's gonna be like 60 or something.
He's
a
gonna be
good-
hot. He's gonna be
Get
hot.
Pete Carroll.
he's a good coach, but I
No,
saw some-
I'd rather John Harbaugh than Pete Carroll.
Dude, Pete Carroll.
The Ravens should get Pete Carroll.
Those are
With that run game?
2 good coaches who get a lot of work because they won a Super Bowl. But you know what I mean? Like
All right.
that's good to know. Thanks for dropping that. That could be a clip.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Here is my bracket. Did anyone want to guess who won? Who's my winner?
Oh, I think it's Rams.
In Jared's mind, I think maybe Patriots or Seahawks. I'm gonna go Seahawks.
It's going to be Bills. I know, Jared. You can't help himself.
I had the Bills losing. If you listen to me,
Jonathan, you picked Jonathan, you picked Rams. You picked
No,
Rams. So why don't you just say he's going to pick Rams too? Yeah, it's Rams.
all right.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow.
I knew it. You and Jarad have Rams. I know you guys
Jared,
so well.
For us seeing on the screen for the first time, what are your picks?
All right, so I'll go through them quick so people know. Obviously, you have the wild card already made. So AFC, I have Texans versus Broncos. I have Broncos. Jags and Patriots, I have Jags winning. Then I have the Broncos beating the Jags in the championship. Over to the NFC, I have the Rams over the Seahawks. And I have the Eagles over the Bears. And then I have the Rams over the Eagles. And then in the Super Bowl, the Broncos versus the Rams. I got the Rams. Yeah. Any questions?
I knew that would be your bracket based on just how you talk typically about these teams. But no, I think really I'm surprised that you have Like I'm curious about that Jags and Patriots game because that's in New England, and I mean I know the Jags are playing well, but you had Drake May in fantasy, so you of all people should know how well he played all season. Like, what you think he's just going to crumble in the playoffs? What do you think is what breaks him there?
I think the experience of Trevor Lawrence tops Drake May. I also think that the Jags overall are a better team. The Jags beat 5 playoff teams. Patriots only beat 2. And honestly, when you look at the Patriots, I am worried about this defense. I know they're 4th in scoring defense, but 24th in opponent completion percentage, 19th in takeaways, 16th in D-line pressure. How are they the number 4 scoring defense? Where is this coming from? It must be just beating up on bad teams. So I'm a little worried. I think overall, I trust the Jags more defensively and offensively. And plus, Trevor Lawrence has been in the playoffs before. He's made it to the divisional round before. Granted, he did lose, but it was against the Chiefs. So I kind of trust the Jags more in this one. Yeah.
Very
Any
interesting.
other thoughts? Any other questions?
So you're pretty confident in the Rams beating the Seahawks?
Yeah. Pretty confident. Basically, well, you know what? I'll get into it.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold has turned the ball over on 7.8% of his dropbacks, his pressured dropbacks, the highest amongst quarterbacks. And what have I said all season, folks? Sam Darnold, and I think he's like 5 touchdowns to 5 interceptions in the last 4 games, by the way. As soon as the playoffs start creeping in, as soon as he's in the playoffs, the real Sam Darnold shows up. And when the pressure is on him, literally when the pressure is on him, he turns the ball over. And that's just what he does. And against the Rams, oh my goodness. I'm pulling it up because, okay, here we go. Against the Rams this season, Sam Darnold has 6 interceptions in their 2 meetings. Stafford has 6 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. That's the difference, folks. That's the difference, in my opinion. The Seahawks, I don't care if they have the best scoring defense. They do. I don't give a rat's ass. I will never pick Sam Darnold in the playoffs. You will never catch me picking Sam Darnold in the playoffs ever. And especially over Matthew Stafford, who, Jonathan, he's the best quarterback in this playoff. And it's a division rival. So they got a bad draw, honestly. So, yeah. Anything else?
Really? You really think Bo Nix is going to the Super Bowl?
Bo Nix. Let's talk about Bo Nix.
Bo Cephas.
Bo Nix has tied Russell Wilson for the most wins in 2 seasons, 24. And what's important about this second season, and Caleb, you always mention the sophomore years, Russell Wilson won the Super Bowl that year with the Legion of Boom. Does that sound familiar? A second-year quarterback with a best defense in the league? Sounds like the Broncos and Bo Nix. So, in my opinion, when I look at the Broncos, I think, what does Bo Nix have to do? Not much, but he's winning games. And Trevor Lawrence, when talking about him in the conference championship, going up against a way better defense. And this will be the best defense that he's faced in the playoffs
he already
by
scored
far.
he already scored 34 points on him in Denver a couple weeks ago. They won 34-20.
And while I understand that, it's hard to beat a team twice. And I think the Broncos, as far as coaches go,
our get out
Sean
of jail
Payton
card.
will make the adjustment. And like we say with the Bills against the Chiefs, don't release all your plays in the regular season. It didn't matter. They still got the 1 seed. The Jags revealed all their secrets, and now the Broncos can adjust. And Trevor Lawrence, in his career, has 5 interceptions to 5 touchdowns. That's not going to be good when you're facing the number 1 defense. It's fine when you face the Patriots, and it's fine when you face the Bills. Their defenses suck. Now you're facing the best defense, you're screwed. It's unfortunate, but you're screwed. And the Broncos march on, and Bo Nix and Russell Wilson are going to be like two peas in a pod. They're going to look exactly the same. Great defense and a guy that wins football games.
I have one concern. I have one agreement that sheds into a concern. Is I like. So okay, Jared, have you heard about the beef between Sean Payton and the Jags? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, please enlighten me.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
This is one of my general concerns. Is like it's a sophomore year for a quarterback to win. The team is fundamentally good. Like they've proven themselves to me, the Broncos. But even when he was on the Saints, I always felt like Sean Payton's ego kind of made the team suffer. You know, like he was doing the skull chant against the Vikings when they lost. But he has won one. But my point being is Peyton can't help. I mean, you saw Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's like the most cordial guy to everybody. Yet with Peyton, he lost his patience. I think that says something about Peyton more than Wilson. Peyton, what I'm getting at, Jared, of the beef is that Sean Payton kind of alluded towards, you know, the Broncos are a big team, beating teams in bigger markets that have more attention. They're better. And he was like giving credit to the Jags because they're a small market team.
I remember this.
So
yes.
That's where my agreement goes into concern is like, I agree that it'd be really fun.
You think he's too cocky?
Well, that's kind of what hurt.
I mean, the Jags would be more fired up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that matchup is good, and it'd be kind of great narrative and fun football if it got to that conference level. But I'm like, with the Jags fired up and a reason to shove it to the guy for calling them small market. Like, hey, small market, we're going to the Super Bowl ahead of you. Like that. I think that's where I would change it if it got to that thing. It'd be kind of fun, you know what I mean? Like if that's where I'm also like my general concern with Sean Payton is his ego get in the way of the team's success.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I didn't know the lore about this conference championship. You know, I did have more lore about the Eagles and Rams matchup because it's going to be back in Philly, a rematch of last year.
Yes.
And I think my thought with that game is that last year that the Rams should have won if it wasn't a snow blizzard thing. And so now we're going into this year. I think the Rams are even better. So and the Eagles are slightly worse. So I think there's no reason for the for the Rams to win that game.
I mean, I won't.
But
I'll challenge you for last
year. I do like
year,
the Eagles though, because as much as people shit on them and hate on them,
kind of me this.
Honestly, as far as defense goes, they're really good. Number 1 in opponent completion percentage, 10th in takeaways, 5th in scoring defense, and then 11th in defensive line pressure. But my concern, Caleb, you didn't mention it, and I wonder if you are. I would like to ask. Jalen Hurts is 20th in QBR. Are you a bit worried that well, I mean, you already have him losing, so it doesn't even, I don't even know why
I am worried. You're
but that's my only concern is that I don't know if he'll like rise to the occasion like normal. And the fact that they got AJ Brown involved and he is doing way better now, but it didn't really turn into like wins.
I was gonna
at the expense of the team.
It got going, but like it didn't at the same time.
Right.
So I don't know how to feel, but I do think the experience, that team is so experienced, and you're gonna play a crappy 49ers defense and a crappy Bears defense and inexperienced Bears team. I don't really see any worries there, but yeah, that's basically it. And then I have the Rams win it all because in my analytics, dude, they're green all across the board. Irish spring green as Flight would say. But yeah, it's just greens everywhere, like 2K. Like there is no weakness on this team.
Except for the run defense, right?
The run defense, but
The pass defense.
Special teams.
Yeah, Michael Wilson went off twice against them.
It's 15th in opponent completion percentage and 5th in takeaways. We're fine.
Well, the first
mid.
The first set is exactly mid.
I think what worries me is they have these weird games against the Panthers and against the Falcons up until this playoffs, and they're
not at their peak.
They just don't perform.
They're not at their peak.
They can score. Puka can get 250 yards and they still lose. That's what I mean when they're top heavy though.
But best in the league, they've been the best for a while now, in my opinion. But all right, let's go on to Caleb.
Okay,
Caleb,
bring him up.
Caleb surprised me. I thought he was going to pick the Eagles.
I think he's going to pick the Seahawks to win it all. I don't know. It's just a guess. What do you think, Jonathan?
He probably has the 49ers winning it.
Oh, gosh. Imagine.
All right. Here we go.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Let me run through it for those
Run
listening.
through it quick.
Yep. On the AFC side, between Chargers, Patriots, I have the Patriots. Between the Bills and the Jags, I have the Bills. And Texans, Steelers, I have the Texans, as we discussed. Then for the divisional AFC, it'd be the Bills versus the Broncos, and I have the Broncos winning that. For the divisional, it'd be Texans, Patriots. I'd have the Texans beating the Patriots. So the conference would be Texans versus Broncos. And between that game, if it comes down to that, it's a tough one, but I had the Broncos winning that one. For the NFC side, as we discussed, I have Chicago over the Packers. I had the 49ers over my Eagles. Like, if I'm wrong, I'll be happy. But I got to call it how it is. 49ers over the Eagles. And then Panthers over the Rams. So for the divisional NFC, it'd be the 49ers versus the Seahawks. And reluctantly, I picked the Seahawks. We'll get into that in a second. And then the other divisional game would be the Panthers versus the Bears. And that one, I got the Bears winning. So I was surprised myself when it came down to the conference being the Bears versus the Seahawks. And in that game, I got the Bears winning. So for the Super Bowl, 2 new players to the world stage, 2 new teams, change in regime. It'd be the Broncos versus the Bears. And I had the Broncos winning.
Wow.
So, first,
This
any pointed questions before
Wait,
I
This
wait,
is
Caleb.
shocking.
This
This
is
is
shocking.
shocking.
Really? Okay.
Did you find my stat as well about Bo Nix and Russell Wilson? Or
No, actually.
Because this fits right into it. Is that they both in their second year are going to win a Super Bowl, and they've won the most games in the 2 years that they have played. So this is
interesting.
great. This is great. I love it.
Especially
I love
with a
it.
strong defense.
This NFC side is throwing me off.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, every team that you have winning a game, I have losing every like you and I have
Clarify.
total opposite
Opposite.
NFCs.
Well, this is where it's funny you mentioned, because I will say for a stat that might be interesting. I know 2 of you have to go, but this is where I kind of my faith in, I think it's the NFC West I don't have, is it's the 5th divisions. I forgot. I think it was probably the CBS article, maybe an ESPN one. First time in NFL history, a single division has produced 3 teams that won at least 12 games, right? Yet, it's the 5th. But the 5th division since 1970, excuse me, to have 3 teams win at least 11, but none of the previous ones ever won a Super Bowl. That's kind of an interesting stat.
Oh wow,
For what division?
I think it was NFC. That's right. My notes
NFC
are,
West,
I believe so. Didn't
because they got Rams, 49ers, Seahawks.
to produce
okay.
3
Yeah, I
winning
understand
teams.
now.
So I guess the argument is like they compete so hard against each other.
But none have won a Super Bowl, you said.
None going back
Wait,
to 1970.
So 49ers, Rams, and Seahawks, you're out.
Yes, yeah, that's it. I saw that stat and it kind
You
of
could have told me that. I would have picked Broncos.
well,
And
someone's
wait, Jonathan still has time to change his Rams pick, right?
Hey, all of these. What I say to you guys is like, what is it? The stats don't. Numbers lie all the time. Like it's like, oh, for 30 years it's never been done. Someone's got to be the first, So you never know.
Are we going to live in a universe where that happens?
That's what for my bracket. No, that's also where. Because
It's going to happen, just not in this one. Just not in this lifetime.
Well, I mean, I'll field any questions. I'll point out Texans Broncos made me insecure because the Texans defense is really good.
That
and-
game's going to be a stinker, dude. It's going to be 10-9.
Well, like,
Oh yeah, terrible.
Nick's played in a playoff and he wasn't great. So I'm like, will that Nick show up? That's where I'm like the Peyton ego, but I'm also like he's been a gunslinger in games where they needed him to be, which would surprise me. If it was always like the Eagles concern me because we're barely breaking 20 points, like I know Jalen Hurts can ball out, but I'm like, is Bo Nix the guy? Like he might be, but this is the kind of tournament where you prove you are for real. First year, you're a rookie, it's same with the Seahawks. I had them winning the game because the 49ers defense is just so banged up. I do think Darnold can exploit that. Even though I think, Jared, I really resonate with what you were saying is like, I think he's Kirk Cousins is still around. He's not dead, but I'm like, I feel like he's our generation's Kirk Cousins. Like he's a very good quarterback, fundamentally great in a lot of ways, but just on the big stage, he's like third in the league for interceptions, and he has 20 turnovers this season. And that's 20 turnovers. I think he was, what's the stat? He lost 6 fumbles. And I was like, wait, so he lost 6, but he's fumbled straight up 11 times. So
who is this?
Darnold. So Darnold's turned the ball over 20 times.
I didn't even put that into perspective. I was just looking at interceptions.
So I think that Darnold will show up. Well, this is where numbers lie. It's like Darnold is third in interception. He's behind Geno, who's number 1 at 17. Tua is 2 at 15. And he's barely ahead of Herbert and Lawrence, who I do have in my bracket losing, because I think those are good quarterbacks whose tendencies will show up. And Darnold, I said this weeks ago, but Darnold cleaned up his game, but he's not clutch. I think the 49ers just are banged up enough where he'll be able to win because he's a good quarterback. But against the Bears and that sloppy defense, I don't think he'll be, especially with like turnovers they get. I think it'll be more than 20 by the end of the season. So if it comes down to that, because the defense of the Bears makes me uncomfortable.
But they get turnovers.
And they win games.
That's all that matters.
Right? Exactly. So like by fortune of matchup, I was like doing the bracket. I'm like, I think they have an easier shot,
So what about the Patriots? Because I also had them losing, but I want to hear your
losing
opinion.
to the Jags.
I had them losing to the Jags.
Yeah.
But you mentioned earlier that you think they're kind of fake.
Yes, unfortunately. Like I don't mean them fake. Like they're a fundamentally good team, but what I said a few weeks ago is that they're young. Jake May is a good quarterback, and I think he might even be clutch. This will be his first playoff start for May, and I think he'd be going up against the Texans defense, which has been really stout, as well as the pressure. I think I brought up that between two guys, they have 27 sacks. The Texans do. The Texans have 2 guys with 27 sacks. Getting pressure on a quarterback is the way to beat them in that system. They'll be able to kind of stifle a little bit of Henderson because he's good. I just think sorry, my camera turned off.
Yeah, I was like, when is he gonna notice?
I'm like in a flow state.
Yeah, you were rolling.
I wouldn't be like totally mad or anything if the Patriots lost. I think that's the kind of game you'll watch and be like, they're a young team and the pieces are there for future greatness. Whereas the Texans, Stroud has improved. Like that's a big thing to improve after a sloppy sophomore season. The defense being as locked down as it is, and I think at a certain point we know Vrabel's a good coach, but we got to see him win these. And I don't know if he has. Like I think he's been in the playoffs before, and he can. But I'm like, I want to see him really dominate, not just be talked about like he's a good coach, and he is. But like we saw Harbaugh lost his job before. Like you got to win these. You got to get there and win. And with the first round bye, it'll. Maybe, I don't want to say hurt them, but I'm just not confident in the Patriots because part of the NFL is the ability to go against adversity. I mean, the Patriots they beat up on bad teams. It also makes me insecure because it's like, wait till a big dog comes in. They're 13-1 against teams below 500. They're 1-2 against teams above 500. So it's a 30% chance if they're a winning team. Now imagine if it was above 600. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's... those kind of numbers make me insecure, the whole context of it. But
yeah,
they're O-line strong. They have fundamentals there. But the defense stuff that you pointed out, Jared, I really like that because it's like maybe their defense is good because they just control the game and the opponents don't. They also have the easiest schedule. Like they don't get the I think, what was the stat? They'll be going up against a team that has a record like sacks or turnovers. Whereas like they got to play the Jets, at least twice a year this year, and the Jets didn't get a single interception. Like that's their division. You know what I mean? Like it's a bit of an easier schedule, which is not their fault. I just think the Texans will have like been in the muck and risen up and like been able to like maybe make something to show for it. No, they got to beat the Steelers to do that. But that's my thinking. I don't know if you agree or disagree.
Guys, anything else?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
It does make me feel, my own bracket makes me feel weird.
They can't say much now because their bracket's getting close to reveal.
Yeah, I know.
They can't say much now.
Well, let's see how you guys have your own stats, I'm sure, and your own ways of seeing things. I know I brought up, again, all these records, all these streaks, takes one person to break them.
All right, Jonathan.
Let's pull it up.
All right. Let's see, Jonathan. I know you've got the Rams beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That's my guess.
Oh man.
Let's see. I know Bills aren't
be
there.
Shocked.
He's not going to do the Jags. I don't think. Let's go for greatness with Rodgers.
Here's Jonathan's bracket.
No.
Boom.
Broncos?
That's right. That is right.
Caleb
Caleb was going somewhere.
Jonathan had the same.
Wow, I would not have guessed.
Caleb was going somewhere with that. That's why I was
See
like, oh.
something, Jonathan.
Yes,
See if
yes.
we're right.
All right, wait.
Let's start
Talk
with the
to me
AFC.
about this.
Yes, let's start with the AFC, okay?
Okay.
Texans versus Broncos in divisional. That will be a great game, okay? That'll be a great game. But Broncos will come out on top with the number one defense. Like Jarad said, Bo Nix doesn't make mistakes. And Sean Payton, guys, Sean Payton is a legend. He's already won a Super Bowl. He knows how to get back to the promised land. They should have won that Super Bowl against when they went against the Rams. Remember that year?
Oh yeah, when
that pass interference, they should have won the Super Bowl.
Pass interference.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
they should have.
he knows what he's doing. Broncos are going to move on. Jags, Patriots will win this. Okay. So there's only been two players in NFL history to do this, or two teams in NFL history to do this, to go from a 13-loss season to a 13-win season. The first one was Peyton Manning in 1988, 1999. Second one, Drake May, 2024, 2025. Okay. Drake May is the next great thing. And he has Mike Vrabel by his side, a smart, strategic coach that will get him there. I mean, the Patriots are going to be a tough team to beat for the next several years. And I feel bad for the Bills. Their window is closed. The window's closed. So Patriots are going to beat the Jags. You know, Jags have a pretty good balanced team, but I don't trust Trevor Lawrence based on, he's had too many years to prove himself. This is Drake May's time. Okay. Patriots going to win. Conference championship, Patriots versus Broncos. This again will be a really good game. Mike Vrabel versus Sean Payton. That's how I see it. Very quality, high quality game we're going to see, but it's going to come down to, the great defense in the Broncos and them just doing a little bit more than the Patriots to win the game. And I think it just comes down to that stellar defense. That's going to be a tough matchup, but the Broncos are going to win that game. And so, yeah, that's the key reason. Another reason. So the Broncos, they're the number one seed, for the first time since 2015. And the last time they're the number one seed in 2015, they won the Super Bowl. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
So, that's why I picked the Broncos, but, I probably should have went back and forth, but let's go on the NFC side.
Yeah, go over this one quick. So
Yeah.
people know what's going on.
Rams and Seahawks. I was flattered, Jarad, by what you were talking about, but the Seahawks are going to win. Okay.
Flattered?
I was flattered. I was really flattered by what you're saying.
What does that mean?
'Cause I thought
He
it was
likes you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
he was blushing when you said it.
I didn't compliment the Seahawks at all.
No, because the way you guys have been disrespected Sam Darnold, I feel bad for the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterbacks with 14 win seasons on two different teams. There's only been one guy in NFL history. Sam Darnold. Put some respect on his name. Put some
Regular
respect on his name.
season merchant.
Well, this is his year, man. He's been waiting for this. He's ready for this. His whole career has brought him to this point. He's a stellar receiver in Jackson Smith and Jigba. In the NFL, to make a deep playoff run, you need a receiver like that can make these crazy catches. That is Mr. Reliable.
True.
He has that on his team. Okay, so he's ready to go. So Seahawks are going to win, and I seen enough against that 49ers last week. The Seahawks look like they look good. Okay, they look really good. So Seahawks are going to win that. Eagles and Bears, like we discussed, Eagles are falling off. It's Caleb Williams' time to shine. He's going up. The Bears are going to win this game against the Eagles. Then you have the Bears versus Seahawks. This was a tough one, really. Even based on what Caleb said. Caleb said a lot of things I was going to say, so I'm not going to speak on that. But the reason I picked the Seahawks ultimately to go to the Super Bowl is because of this. In the past 20 years, the Seahawks have went to the Super Bowl twice, other than this time I'm picking them. This is going to be the third, but the first time was in 2005. It was actually an first time in franchise history they went to the Super Bowl in 2005. I believe they lost to the Steelers, but that same year in 2005, a new pope was elected. Okay. And then in 2013, they also went to the Super Bowl. They won. They beat the Broncos with Russell Wilson. Another pope was elected in 2013. A new pope was elected in 2025 for the season. The Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
The popes,
correlation.
the popes are the ones that make the decisions here.
Jonathan, who's the Pope? What's his name? You remember him? Caleb? Look it up. Who's the Pope's name? Because I'm going to tell you something in a second. What's his name?
Of the current pope? Or
Yes,
the
current
yeah.
Pope, okay.
The Pope. Like, not the
Benedict?
Pope, the Pope.
Yeah.
The one in the Vatican City. What's his name? Pope.
Oh, Pope Leo.
Leo?
my bad.
Pope
Yes,
Leo.
Yeah.
Where is he from, Jonathan? He's from Chicago, you dumb idiot.
And you have the Seahawks beating the Bears.
Come on.
It doesn't matter. No, that doesn't matter. This trend is what what matters. This is
The
the
first
trend.
American Pope.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
That's an interesting theory, though,
oh
'cause
That's
man.
interesting.
A chink in the armor.
I will say in a weird way that might like prove your theory, Jonathan, but also like violate it. like the idea that the Pope's election does impact the NFL game.
I didn't think about the Pope, though. I didn't think about
There's
that.
always
Okay.
a factor we haven't considered.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to make it, though. Just to make it.
Yeah, they're just gonna make it. They're not gonna win it. They lost
Okay.
the first time the Pope was elected in 2005. They won it in 2013, great, but they're gonna lose it this time. And so they're gonna make the Super Bowl. Seahawks will make the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold will make the Super Bowl, but he's gonna lose to the Bo Nix in the
So
Broncos.
they're 1-3 or 1-2 with a new Pope. Is that correct in the same year? Is it
in terms of the Super Bowl game.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
one-
yeah.
Yeah,
One
they're
and
1
one.
and 2.
No,
Or they're 1 and 1. Yeah, 1 and 1.
Counting the 05 one, which is
Yeah, they're
a
1 and 1.
loss.
But didn't they make the
Oh.
Super Bowl twice and they got right?
Yeah, they
Well,
won and won.
the Pope
No,
Yeah.
like 3 times.
in general,
Two
yeah, in
with
general, the
Russell
Seahawks have
Wilson.
made it. Yeah, in
So
general, the
including
Seahawks have made the Super Bowl 3
2005.
times. Yeah, and they're 1 and 2 in the Super Bowl.
1 and
The
2 in the
Seahawks.
Super Bowl with
Yeah,
that new
in history.
Pope year.
No,
But
no,
they-
no,
but they
no,
get-
no,
Well,
no.
no,
They're
not with
1
the
and
Pope.
1 in the Super Bowl in the new Pope year. 1 and 1.
Yeah, exactly. In the new Pope year.
I see. Okay.
But in
that
franchise
next
history, they're
year
1 and 2.
It wasn't a thing.
Right.
Oh, so expanding
Yeah.
the years.
Exactly.
And they should have. They should have.
So we're just cutting it off right
Oh
there.
yeah, I'm like, wait.
I mean, they should have
Okay.
won back to back. They should have won back to back, but we all know what happened to Malcolm Butler.
We all
and
know, yeah.
Russell Wilson. Yeah.
So,
But,
okay,
yeah.
so you have Broncos and Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So,
It's gonna be a
Jonathan,
great game, but-
the only thing I'm seeing here, and no offense, but it's kind of typical of you, like, you only have 2 upsets the entire year, or the entire bracket, and it's only like the first round 5-4. Like, other than that, you're just
Yeah.
picking the team with the better record.
Well, that's this year. It happens to be the case, man. Yeah.
Last
I mean,
year
this year, this is the most like crazy year.
I mean, the teams. First of all, on the AFC side, it's top heavy. The team Broncos, Patriots, Jags really are the top 3 teams in the AFC. Okay, and
Well,
so
yeah, that
I-
is a fact.
yeah, and so I think the Patriots is gonna knock off Jack. Yeah, I think it's pretty that the AFC is pretty set now. In the beginning of the year, I was like, yeah, it could go any way based on how the Chiefs were performing and Bills and all that. But I think it's pretty set now that you're gonna have 1 and 2 there in the AFC. The NFC is the one that's a little bit more tricky. I think Caleb had some a little bit completely different than what I had. The NFC is a little bit tricky. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think
Our last
I
4
still
games
think-
are pretty similar. Like, but I'm just looking at mine right now, Jared. Jonathan, sorry to interrupt you, but like, if I had, like, our conferences are almost the same, except I have the Texans instead of the Patriots. Like, it's actually kind of interesting. Sorry, you were saying?
yeah, no, I like, yeah, the NFC is tricky. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was a tough one.
Really?
but-
NFC is easy for me.
Yeah, dude. Because there's
Really?
no. How is
I
any
thought
of
the
this-
I thought the AFC was
How is
more
any of
like
this easy?
tough.
Dude, I feel like the numbers don't really matter in terms, other than like getting the bye, and they matter in.
Yeah, I wasn't
seeding
looking at the
tournament.
numbers. I really wasn't looking at the numbers.
There's no dominant team, so it's like
Yeah.
it comes down to who can exploit who on any given Sunday.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, but that's it. I'm surprised.
I mean,
we're reversed.
Can I put one
despite the
thing?
numbers-
Can I put one question out?
Yeah.
Steelers and Texans. I know we're going back to the wild card, but I was curious. Wait, so what do you think about the Steelers currently? Because I know you picked them like in mid-season to win the AFC North, and you were like you stayed steady even though the Ravens were coming back and come back. You still stayed steady on the Steelers. You don't think Aaron Rodgers can beat the Texans defense?
No, I don't think he can. AFC North has been weak this season,
Honestly.
unfortunately. Some years you have those divisions that are like that. That's been the AFC North. I even though the Steelers have a good pass protection for Aaron Rodgers, I still think the Texans will be able to get to him, and I just worry for the old Aaron Rodgers. I hope he doesn't get hurt, but they're gonna get to him quite a few times.
Probably his last game.
Yeah, and so I fear for his life in that game. that's true for that. So yeah, I'm more confident in the AFC than I am in the NFC, like we discussed.
And you said you have Broncos winning. I just want to make sure
Broncos are
people
going to
know
win.
that.
Like Caleb said, Caleb gave good points. I don't have to repeat.
Yeah, we got to make sure we lock that in.
I don't know if you shared this concern, John. We had the same thing. I did bring up Sean Payton's ego as like the drawback. My concern a little bit is Bo Nix, like on the biggest stage. I know there's always a first time. Like it's sophomore year precedent. It's like at some point you become the guy. Like you know what I mean? And that's the biggest question mark, which is what's supposed to happen in your second year, I guess. But that's my only other thing. But big picture too, maybe what we agree on is like at the start of this year or maybe into last year, we started talking about the rise of the running back. Like it'd been such a pass heavy league for quite a few years, especially during the Mahomes for sure dynasty. And now it's like this year. I mean, I know we talked to RJ Harvey and all that stuff, but like, and I brought up throughout the weeks that this playoffs will be determined by run defense and special teams. And I do think though, as like an overall, I don't want to say caricature, but like the overall picture of who's going to win will be like that team that can use their running backs in a way that we haven't in previous years. And honestly, Peyton on the Saints, was great with Kamara. You know, like he was really innovative, and it's just the league moved away from that kind of, running back guy. So I don't know if you think about that.
Moved into like this committee two back now.
Committee, but still having like a good run game and strong defense. Like and those are obvious things, but it's just like their scheme is really, I think, what the league will try to emulate moving forward, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And Sean Payton doesn't ask Bo Nix to do too much. Like he plays a simple game. That's why he's not really an MVP candidate.
He can gunsling though. That's
I was going to say the one crazy stat that I found with Bo Nix, he's number 1 in pass attempts. And you think with the Broncos, you're like, oh, he doesn't pass a lot, but he actually
more than Allen. Like more than Lawrence.
Isn't that insane?
Yet Lawrence,
I know the reason for it, and I'll tell you when I reveal.
Okay. Well, let's see your bracket.
Bring it up.
That was a good.
All right, John.
Similar,
All right,
so we'll see.
Somebody guess.
Let's see John's.
What do you think
John?
it is?
John is going to guess.
I think the Texans, and then maybe.
Is it going to be Bills or?
I think you like the Rams too much.
Jags. Bills or Jags?
I'm going.
Bills, Jags, Rams.
I'm guessing Texans, Rams. I think. For sure, the Rams. I don't think you
Rams,
do the 49ers. They're too hurt.
He's going to do the Rams. I'm thinking Jags or Bills. I kind of leaning Jags though, but
maybe you would do the Broncos. Broncos or Texans. I'm gonna lock in Texans though, but
Texans.
I know you like. I mean, who doesn't like a defense? But I think that'll skew you.
You guys are gonna be surprised.
Let's see. Imagine it's exactly the same.
Here we go for the craziest.
Oh, my goodness!
Are you sure, John?
Are you serious?
Isn't this amazing?
I knew it.
If I'm a fan of them, I'm pretty happy right now. If I'm a fan of the team you have winning, I'll let you describe it for the listeners. But
okay,
wow,
so
I did not expect this.
So
for the listeners, just to know, I do have the Buffalo Bills winning the Super Bowl, and
incredible.
I know that's very controversial. It doesn't seem like their year, but let me talk for a couple minutes here, okay? Not about the Bills, but let me run through my bracket, all right? Maybe we could snip this for TikTok or something, because I'm going to go through each game, but I have like 1 or 2 stats, and I'll move on, so it's pretty quick. So starting with the Chargers and Patriots, Drake May is going to win this game. The Patriots are going to win. Drake May is 10-0 when he's favored by more than 3 points this season, and Herbert is 0-2 in playoff games, scoring 6 points and 3 points in the second half of those 2 games. So just terrible for Herbert and the Chargers. The offensive line is struggling. Then we got Bills, Jags. That one was a tough one for me, but I eventually have the Bills winning the Super Bowl. So James Cook, the Jaguars have not allowed a 75-yard rusher in a game all season. And that's the only team to do that. James Cook is the number 1 rusher in the NFL. He's going to run on them. He's going to get over 100 yards. The Texans and Steelers, that was also a close one for me, but the Steelers have not won or covered the spread in 6 straight playoff games. Not only that, but the Texans are the best first quarter team against the spread this season. So they start the game well, and Aaron Rodgers has the worst fourth quarter QBR of any quarterback in the playoffs. And a lot of people are going to be surprised by that because he played well against the Ravens last week, but he is a bad quarterback in the fourth quarter so far this season for the Steelers. And in terms of quarterback rating, QBR for the fourth quarter, the second best quarterback in the entire NFL is Jordan Love. So the Packers are going to beat the Bears. They already beat the Bears 28-21 when Love was healthy. And then in the second game with Malik Willis, the Bears needed a miracle comeback to win. So the Packers are going to win that. Then the Eagles and 49ers. Hurts is 5-0 at home in the playoffs. He's going to win. He has a margin of victory of 21 in those games. And Purdy is 0-4 in his career as an underdog. So it's just not going to happen. Tatum Bethune is out. Their starting middle linebacker has been really good filling in for Fred Warner. Then we got the Rams and the Panthers. And the Panthers have a negative 69-point differential. That's the third worst of any team in NFL history to be a division champion. So the Rams are going to win that game. Now going back to the AFC, where we have the divisional matchup of the Bills and the Broncos. These two teams played last season in the playoffs in the first round. The Bills won 34-7. The Bills are fine. They have the number of the Broncos. The Broncos struggle when they play good passing offenses. Hence, the Jaguars scored 34 points in Denver. So we saw that a team can go into Denver. Not only that, but the Broncos have won 11 of their 14 games have been one score. So, Jarad, you say that they have to throw the ball a lot. It's because they play in these close games. Look, they played the Jets, the Giants, the Raiders twice, and the Commanders. That's 5 games against really bad teams. They won those games by a total of 14 points, beating the Giants by 1, the Jets by 2, the Raiders by 3, and then by 7, and then the Commanders by 1 in overtime. This is not a team that's going to go all the way. I'm sorry. Too many close games. They're just not going to win it. Then we got the Texans and Patriots. Caleb, you hit the nail on the head. The record is terrible for the Patriots in games that they play against playoff teams. They've only played 3 playoff games this season. It was the Bills twice, which they split, and the Steelers, which they lost. So they just beat up on bad teams. Their opponent win percentage this season is 383. That's historically, like literally if you take like the top 15 easiest schedules of all time, they're in it. So they just haven't been tested. They haven't seen a defense like the Texans. And we're going to get a rematch in the conference championship in the AFC of the game that we went to, the Bills and Texans, which I think the Bills are going to win that game. Now, going to the NFC side, the Packers and Seahawks, they're going to blow them out. The Seahawks are playing way too well right now. Jonathan, you're right about that. They're just playing so well. Then on the other side, the Rams and Eagles, another blowout. Rams are going to blow them out 28-31 to like 13-16, something like that. It's going to be a blowout. And then we get a rematch of the game that we all want to see. We all want to see the Rams and Seahawks again. And Jonathan, I saw that Pope stat, and I liked it. I think that the Seahawks, look, the first time these two teams played,
to help you win this.
Somebody,
Good Lord.
Jonathan said it. Put respect on Sam Darnold's name. In the first time these two teams played earlier this season, Darnold had 4 interceptions. They only lost by 2 points. Not only that, the next time they played, the Seahawks won, he threw 2 interceptions. So he threw 4, then 2. Now this time he's going to throw 0. I think he's going to clutch up.
Breaking the pattern.
He just cuts it in half every time. Maybe he throws 1. But either way, Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl because look, every year, in these weird years, we get to the conference championship and we always say, oh my gosh, no way. Remember that year when it was Nick Foles versus Case Keenum, and then we had Blake Bortles versus Brady? We're like, no way it's going to be like Bortles versus Case Keenum. I think we're going to think that a little bit this year. It's like, all right, we have Stafford and Josh Allen. All right, it should be them, and everybody's going to be like, please don't let it be CJ Stroud and Sam Darnold. I think the Seahawks defense is good enough to get Sam Darnold and the Seahawks in, and then I think Josh Allen is going to beat the Texans in a rematch. It's hard to beat the same team twice. You said it, Jarad. And then we got the Bills and the Seahawks. I had this vision. I had this vision of Bills versus Seahawks. That's what I saw. And I think it's going to happen. And I think Josh Allen is going to take advantage. Josh Allen's going to take advantage of Mahomes not being in the playoffs. And look, Jarad, you said that they're 0-4 in road playoff games. Well, 3 of those were against the Chiefs. And guess what? The Chiefs are no longer in it. Josh Allen is going to clutch up.
One was the Texans.
One was the Texans. But you cannot beat a team twice in the same season. But I've said it all season, guys. What have I said? And I've stuck by all season. I said that in the playoffs, in all this crazy stuff, you have to have a good quarterback. It's going to come down to what quarterback can clutch up. Which quarterback has the number 1 fourth quarter passer rating, fourth quarter QBR in the entire NFL this season? It's Josh Allen. He is going to clutch up and he's going to win this game, and he's going to win every game on the road the entire season and postseason, and the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. Thank you.
John, that was amazing. That was amazing, but great presentation. But haven't the Bills concerned you this season with all the turnovers?
Oh yeah,
fumbles?
completely.
You think they're going to be able to just wash all of that out?
You had a vision, though. You had a vision.
So
for how many straight weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4 straight weeks. You think they're going to, not have any turnover issues?
Look, there's been no team that has shown me this season, out of every team in the playoffs, there's been no team that said, John, I am the best. I should, you should pick me to win. So somebody's going to have to, come up with an anomaly here. The Bills, and I said it when I was picking the Bills Jaguars. It was a tough game for me to pick, and that's true. But then I had the Bills going all the way. And honestly, I didn't know about that fourth quarter QBR stat, but now once I knew it, I stuck by it. The best quarterback in the fourth quarter this season is Josh Allen. So, Jonathan, while I am concerned about the Bills, I'm not super confident the Bills are going to win the whole thing, but I do think in a year that he can clutch up. He got married now. He's I mean, you know how it feels, right? Feels good, right? So
he's distracted. That's what he is.
Jonathan, are you distracted or locked in?
I'm locked in, and more locked in than
There you go.
More locked in than ever before.
He's not even in the United States right now.
But John, we went to the Bills and Texans game, and it wasn't really close, right? The Texans
8 sacks.
Dalton Kincaid wasn't playing in that game. And, the Texans, and that's one thing why I'm confident the Texans are going to go to the AFC Championship is because they've endured through a lot of pain this season. CJ Stroud missed 3 games or 4 games because of a concussion. They won all of those games under Davis Mills, a different quarterback. That tells me that their defense knows that they can step up when they have a different quarterback. So now in the playoffs, they're like, all right, let's do what we did when Davis Mills. I know it's CJ Stroud there, but guys, we need to clutch up and we need to win. The Texans are going to the AFC Championship. It's just, is it going to be the Broncos or the Bills? And honestly, the Jags could beat the Bills and the Broncos could get there, but I think it could be Josh Allen's year. I really think, and I think people are going to look back and say, oh yeah, well, Mahomes wasn't in it, Lamar, Burrow weren't in it, so yeah, of course Josh Allen won the Super Bowl. But I mean, everybody knows sitting right here. Yeah, if that is the case. But at the same time, it's like everybody's sitting here now, and it's like for me to pick the Bills, that's shocking because it is a tough road, and the Bills haven't been amazing. So for him to, if he does clutch up, that would be impressive.
Yeah, I said, sorry, Jared, I'll let you go. But I'm saying, like I said, if he doesn't win, like if Josh Allen doesn't win this season, then all the GOAT conversations and one of the greatest of all time has to go.
Agree.
It has to go. But go ahead, Jared.
A thing to further your Bills pick and give you some backing. We've had 2 NFL players on this podcast. One was Chris Evans, and that year, Chris Evans
I was thinking this too.
Made the Super Bowl with the Cincinnati Bengals. So what happened this offseason? We had Reed Ferguson, long snapper of the Buffalo Bills, and maybe they won't win it because Chris Evans didn't win it, but at the very least, we're 1 for 1 of people that come on the podcast and make the Super Bowl. So, John, did you have that thought as well?
I didn't have that thought, but I love it. And Jared, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring this up to help you out and make you more confident in your pick. Chris Evans, we had on the podcast, he made the Super Bowl and lost to the Rams. maybe Reed Ferguson makes the Super Bowl and loses to the Rams, and that helps your pick.
Had that.
And you should have had Rams over Bills.
That actually makes the most sense.
That is the reason for everything. No, but any other questions or thoughts about? I honestly am very confident in this every year. Every year I'm confident, and every year I have one of the worst brackets out of all of us.
I mean, I will say
so anybody who's listening, just don't bet on this.
Emotionally, I like it. Emotionally, I really like it. Emotionally,
yeah, emotionally. I will say this: the Chiefs, when the Chiefs, when they won the Super Bowl a few years ago, they had all away games leading up to the Super Bowl, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
And so, it could happen if Josh Allen's able to do the same thing. That'd be cool. But,
look, when you think about it, if we started the year right this year, and we said, it's beginning of week 1, we haven't even played week 1 yet. Chiefs aren't going to be in it. The Bills are going to have to play the Jaguars in the playoffs, the Broncos, and maybe the Patriots. You'd be like, yeah, they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Easy peasy.
So, yes, I know these teams are playing well, but this is playoffs. Jonathan, playoffs is a different level. You got to show up for the playoffs. This isn't just like, oh, yeah, Broncos and Patriots in the regular season, they're playing great. This is playoffs.
The thing is, though, go ahead, Jared.
I would say that if Josh Allen did this, I know most people, when they look back, they're going to be like, cakewalk, no Mahomes.
Right.
No. I don't think anyone will say that.
But Jacksonville defense. Denver defense,
a Super Bowl
Houston
is Super Bowl.
defense,
Yeah, if they did
Seahawks defense.
Yeah, no,
a Super Bowl win is a Super Bowl win. I don't think people say that.
Yeah. You're right. You're all right. Yeah.
But that's why
I'm saying this is very unlikely. I know it is, but I like the fourth quarter QBR and I like the storyline. But yeah, Jarad, you're right. To go through all those defenses is almost impossible.
Yeah, initially I'm like, people are gonna write it off, but now looking at it, that's a road, dude. That's
probably a setup the NFL wants. Because I think when I say emotionally, I really mean it. I obviously I root for the Eagles and I want them to succeed, but just the signs that I see and the frustrations I have, it's probably not. So I'm being realistic. I'd like the Bills to win just because I like the Bills, But Seahawks are a huge market as well. Bills narratively, I feel like the NFL would like that. So it'd be interesting to watch these games with the keen eye. But you have faith in Darnold. That's what I think. Only Jarad reflected my concern with Darnold, that he's just not. I don't actively root against him, but he's not clutch, and he's statistically not clutch. Doesn't that frustrate you?
And he's on the down slope.
Well, I mean, I think the only other quarterback to do back-to-back 14 wins was Brady.
Look, Darnold has played well recently, and look, the defense is so good.
Yeah.
What do you mean? He beat the 49ers 13-3. He beat the Rams.
I want to get the exact stat, but I'm pretty sure he's 5 interceptions to 5 touchdowns in the last 4 games.
He might have had
He had 0 touchdowns in that 49ers game. He was 1-1 in the Panthers, 2-2 in the Rams. So he's 3-3.
Look, honestly, the NFC is. The NFC, to be honest, is weak. The only team that can compete with them is the Rams. I don't know how you guys have anything else, because the 49ers, they suck. The Bears defense sucks. The Eagles, they suck. The only team that could beat the Seahawks is the Rams. So
I agree. That's a good point.
Okay, I could have the Rams, but I think that every year, in any other year, I would pick Bills, Rams. And Caleb, to your point, I think what the NFL wants and what the NFL audience wants, they want Bills Rams, because that's going to be high scoring. That's going to be 45-42, crazy.
Bills Bears would actually be crazy.
I think every year we see in the Super Bowl, you guys know the headlines. Every year going into the Super Bowl, it's oh my gosh, we got this great offense. Oh, we got this great defense. It's always one of the two. So that's why I'm thinking Bills great offense, Seahawks great defense.
I think a lot of you guys are all this makes sense, but don't forget the head coaches. If you look at the last Super Bowl winners, okay, unless you're a team that has so much talent like the Eagles, we don't have to talk about the coach. The coach is not that great.
Let's not forget.
Andy Reid, okay, Sean McVay in terms of the Rams, the Bucks. They had Tom Brady. He's basically like a second coach, right? When he was on the Bucks. Then you have Andy Reid again, Belichick. You had Doug Peterson with the Eagles.
Yeah, that was an outlier, right?
Who?
Doug Peterson.
No, he's a guy. He's a good coach. All right. Like in terms of
You wouldn't
offense,
say he's elite.
in terms of schematics and stuff, he's good.
Who's the
He's
best
good.
coach here?
I'm not saying the best coach, but you have to have McVay is great.
Maybe
You have to have like
Shannon.
a certain caliber. My point is,
You don't think
Sean McDermott's not
McDermott-
that guy. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not that guy that can take him to the promised
Well,
land.
if they lose
That's
the first
issue.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
If the Bills
I think
lose
he'll
the
be
first
fired
game,
this year if they
it'll be
don't
like
make
Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Well, I think so because Lamar's proven he is a superstar. If the Bills lose the first game, I think McDermott's
He's
out.
gone.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
because I don't know. I will say, John, with your bracket, I would like in a way for yours to be the right one. Cause the Bills winning it would be fun, because I know a lot of people. But
I
like,
don't know, it'll be fun. But
does it
It's
concern
going to
you at
be
all the Bills?
insufferable for the Bills.
The Bills' weaknesses and the Broncos' strengths. They I know they played previously, but like, does it concern you at all? Like the Broncos
No,
I think, lead
honestly,
in sacks.
I think that would be that's
Bills
honestly
average 5.1
I'm less
yards a-
concerned. I'm less concerned about that game. I think what concerns me more is the Jags because I think they match up well with the Broncos. The Broncos, their defense is not that great. I'm gonna be honest. Yes, it is top tier, but I mean, we saw the Jaguars put up 34, and like I said, they beat the Jets, the Giants, and the Raiders twice, and the Commanders. That's 5 games by 14 total points. They beat the Giants by 1, the Jets by 2, Raiders by 3, Commanders by 1. I mean, you just can't.
I know precedent favors that argument, but I mean more like the Bills, like the rankings of how with the benefit of the hindsight of like the regular season standings. Like Bills allowed the most rushing touchdowns this season. They allow opponents to average 5.1 yards a carry. So you run the ball twice, you get a first down. They gave up the 5th most rushing yard. I mean, that's just not saying I'm hyping up the Broncos run game.
Oh yeah, the Bills
part, but,
defense is definitely.
I think
the
that's
run
a s-
defense specifically is definitely a big issue.
because the Bills do rank 4th in yards and points per game. Like they can put up points.
But when you
Denver,
when you
but,
look
like, they
at
have a soft
John,
underbelly that I
but-
think is
but-
softer
but
than
look
anything
at-
the Broncos have. In my
John, you're saying the
look
run
at-
defense is an issue, but Jags they have a great running game.
No, that's what I was going to say. None of the teams they play really have a great running game. ETN is good, but ETN doesn't get like 100 yards and
you're right.
over 100
He averages
yards.
like 4.5.
No,
he
Jaguars-
averages like 4.5. He averages like 4.5.
Jaguars-
No,
yards
but he
per
doesn't
carry.
get. When's the last time he's gotten? I'm going to look it up. I want to see when
I
the
can
last
tell you the
time.
ranking. No, I can tell you the ranking. The Jaguars' run game ranks 19th in the league.
Exactly. So it's not. And
like
wait,
it's-
hold
yeah,
on.
I do
Look
too.
up the Broncos run game.
I don't.
What are they?
Let me see.
Look at this. ETN hasn't had a 100-yard rushing game since September. He's only had 2 all year, and it went.
total yards.
What?
Total yards, like receiving.
Total yards.
Okay, no,
I like that.
just
Total
rushing
yards
game.
is-
You said rushing defense.
I mean, total yards. I think that's fair.
Look, he averaged 2.3 yards per carry on 14 attempts. He had 32 yards against the Titans. This guy is not great. The Broncos run game. I love RJ Harvey, but they haven't. RJ Harvey doesn't get 100-yard rushing games, and then Woody Marks.
Broncos
he doesn't get
average-
100-yard rushing
Yeah,
games, and then
Broncos
the
average
Ken
118.
Walker and the what?
Sorry to interrupt you. The Broncos do average 118. They are in like the middle of the pack.
What are the so
yards
they're
per
middle of the pack, and
118,
Texans is definitely not. I kind of want to look this up actually.
I mean, the teams that are going to go the
Bills-
farthest are the ones that have a really strong defense, John.
Thing is that if
Like,
the Bills can't run, the Bills are 9-0 when they rushed at least 150 yards. Now that's a lot of yards. They average
The
159.
Bills don't get pressure though, even on passes. So
Well,
like, I
and
don't even think they
the
need
Broncos
Jags
lead-
need to run.
Broncos lead in sacks too, which is it's an
exactly.
interesting match. I think the softest part for the Broncos is whether Nick shows up. Because I agree with John. Like, there's precedent in terms of games. The rankings of like the yards per game and stuff does work. Like, I think the Bills. I don't think Allen will be the problem per se. I do think the Bills have too soft of an underbelly, and the Broncos have shown them to be able to pierce that. That does make. I don't dislike your pick, John. I'm not trying to dog on it too much, but just more like I don't think it's an easy win. It's possible it goes either way, but I'd lean Broncos personally.
It's definitely not, but I just looked it up. So the Jaguars' run game is Caleb 20th. The Broncos, who they would play next, is 16th, so that's middle, and then the Texans is 22nd, and then the Seahawks would be the best at 10th. So it honestly plays out well for the Broncos, in my opinion, because their pass defense is way better than their run defense, and none of these teams they play have to really play a good run.
That will be an interesting matchup.
They have to play
James Cook.
ETN, Harvey, Woody Marks, and Ken Walker / Charbonnet. Like, I think that Super Bowl would be the toughest.
It'd be interesting, yeah. I don't mean to push you too much on it.
You're good. I mean, dude, I'm not.
I like the.
Like I said, I'm not very good at
everything.
this, but I am confident for some reason.
I think that'd be a fun. My biggest opinion is this the Seahawks. Like, I think they. I'm not even hating.
I'm telling you, the
Darnold.
only team that can
trust
beat them is the Rams. The only team that can.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree in principle. I just don't think. I think Darnold's not.
I'm
like fixating on the man. I can see him fumbling or throwing a pick in that box.
Yeah, Josh Allen's good. Don't get me wrong, but after what we saw with him in the Texans and how he struggled against top defenses, if he faces the Broncos had the number 2 defense, right? I think somebody said number 1.
Yeah, in some categories.
I think what Caleb said is key. Like they're whatever record, or they need to get. They're the best rushing team in the NFL, so they need to have a good rushing game. And look, they're going to play the Jaguars, the Broncos, and the Texans in my bracket. Those are really good run defenses. I mean, Texans. They James Cook had a good game the last time they played, but. Look, Jaguars not going to be easy. They haven't allowed a 75-yard rusher. I think James Cook will be the first.
He can.
The Broncos,
He really
they're gonna have to run the ball. You're right. Like Allen can't do it all himself.
And I agree with you, John. And I didn't pick them, but I think it was 2 years ago I did pick them to win, and they disappointed me. And I'm trying to be bitter, but one of my arguments or what it changed was James Cook. Like, they had that X factor running back, whereas before it was Singletary. He's fine, but Cook is special, and when you have a special player like that, these things are possible. So I do see that possibly happening, like being that guy to break these defenses. You see one big run too to break these stats.
Right.
All right. Anybody have any lasting thoughts to leave with our viewers?
Well, I would say viewers, before you leave, type in the comments who you agree with, what bracket you think is the best. That's the first thing. Mm-hmm. Give us your opinions because we want to hear them.
Poll us, yep. I want to see who among us got the best, right? But
then
maybe your own thoughts, where maybe none of us picked your guys. So let us know.
In terms of the winners, guys, 2 of us picked the Broncos making it on the AFC side. 2 of us at least picked Seahawks, or did 3?
I think so. Yeah.
I picked Seahawks getting there.
I picked Seahawks.
If you do averages, then.
I like my bracket, guys.
Was anyone swayed in their opinion? Did any of us change our strength of opinion in something?
I should have Rams higher though. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I think Jonathan wanted to change Rams.
Yeah, you're right. I think the Rams and Seahawks. I think that'll be the NFC Championship. I think I said that before.
You did say that. Yeah, you did say Seahawks and Rams are the best 2 teams in the NFC. So I thought you were. That's why I thought you were going to have that.
I should have.
The viewers haven't watched previous episodes. Jonathan never said that.
They're not gonna believe me anyway.
Yeah, I'm excited. So we have 2 Broncos, Jonathan and Caleb, 1 Rams and 1 Bills. It seems like every year one of us picks Bills.
I knew
fail.
When will we stop?
Yeah, when will we stop? Is this the last time, John?
John,
no.
that was me last year. So
dude, literally, I told Jarad, I think, literally a week ago, I was like, please don't let me pick the Bills. I can't do it. And I sit down and I pick the Bills.
That was
when's
me
the
last year.
When's the last time a team hasn't won the division but won the Super Bowl? Do you guys know?
Ooh, good question. Like a wild card?
Basically, yeah, exactly. They didn't win the
Well, the Giants in 2011.
I was going to say Giants if you won.
Oh yeah,
that was years ago.
Yeah,
Bucks probably.
Oh, Giants didn't win the division.
Didn't the Ravens do it with?
I'm sure there might have been a few. I don't think they go far though. I remember the Giants because they went the whole way. But you're right.
The Bills basically won their division though because the Patriots' schedule was just cake.
Well, there was a stat. Did I tell you guys a stat with the Panthers? I think it was the Panthers, where it was it was an interesting stat. Let me see if I can find it. You guys might like this. I think it's from that CBS article I kept quote by John Breach. Yeah, he wrote the Panthers are bad, right? And I agree that's kind of a chaos pick, although it's an informed chaos pick. He had this to say. He said about the Panthers, right? Being one of the worst playoff teams has actually worked out fairly well for those bad teams over the course of NFL history. The only 3 playoff teams with a worse point differential, John, you were talking about the point differential for the Panthers being negative 69. The only other 3 playoff teams with a worse point differential than the Panthers all won their opening round game.
Wow.
So it's like no one thinks they're going to win, and then the upset. Now, there's only 3 others, but, interesting stuff.
I do think that'll be closer than people think. I don't think
The
it's
Rams, Panthers?
I think they'll cover the 10.5 points.
That's how far it is? Oh, yeah. I mean, some people had it. Interesting.
I mean, you bet a money line.
This will be interesting.
Yes.
I like this bracket's fun. I mean, none of us are super confident, right? Well,
one lasting
yeah.
Anecdote.
Okay. Yeah. Any other stats or anything?
Okay, this is the best one all night.
Okay.
I think. Thank you, Rob, for posting this. Love you, Rob.
Okay.
So it's gonna be kind of long, but
That's fine.
the theme is that when Ohio State wins the national championship, the Panthers open their season against the Jags. Jennifer Lopez files for a divorce, and the Panthers make the Super Bowl. That all happened every single year. 3 times that's happened.
What?
So,
That's crazy.
2002 to 2003, Ohio State won. Panthers open with the Jags. J-Lo files for a divorce, and the Panthers make the Super Bowl. The next year, 2014 to 2015, same thing happens. 2024 to
God.
2025, it's happened. We will wait and see if the Panthers
including
make
a divorce.
the Super Bowl.
Well, if anybody wants to bet on that, I mean,
That's crazy.
The odds for the Panthers to win the Super Bowl are 22,500, which means if you put $1, you would win over $2,000.
I mean,
I mean, at that point, that's how they get gamblers. Is like, just put $1
Yeah.
down. Like
the
Well,
most
what's to lose?
surprising stat
Lose
on here
$1.
is she's been divorced 3 times.
that is the kind of sad stat that has happened
That's
enough
like-
for it to be correlation.
She's
Like
just
the Pope-
scrolling on Instagram. Oh, thanks for the reminder.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, that's right. I need to get rid of this guy.
The stars of she's like every year she's waiting for the NFL schedule to release to like make us be careful.
She's like, wait, are the Jags opening against the Panthers? Oh, damn, I might have to break up with them.
The husband, when Ohio State wins the title, he's like,
Oh no, the first thing is this is messed up. This is a person's life we're talking about.
yeah.
But it is crazy those stats that like how does someone correlate all these? You know what I mean? Like how are you do like the Tony Stark?
Who
meme?
who
How are you
figured
doing-
that out? Get a life, touch grass, live your life, go on a hike.
Smile once in a while.
All right, let's
we'll
wrap
see.
this thing up. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. If you haven't already, we're on the road to 7,000. The last time we did a podcast, we were on the road to 6. So now we're
Dang.
on the road to 7,000
6, 7?
subscribers.
I hate those numbers.
Every time it's
All right, so
the podcast automatically ends.
Thank
So,
you, everybody,
it's time.
for
Thank you guys for 7K.
for joining our shortest podcast of the year. I appreciate
Hey,
it.
this is like back in the day while we started doing
Back in the
debate.
day, yeah.
Being up till 3 or 4 in the morning on a school night, just
Yeah.
debating this.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you haven't already, go over to our YouTube or our Instagram or our TikTok at Dornbay Podcast. Saucefull over on there and like all of our Wordle videos. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And for those of you that don't know, as always, we will see you guys next week.